My life is a storm, but a really good storm, a really fun storm. No complaints about this storm. It doesn't even smell like shit. There's just a lot going on, so maybe it's just a storm. I'm glad we came to that conclusion. It's like 8:40 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time
on a Saturday night. I'm gonna go out for my friend's birthday party. It is rather late, because y'all know I live in Harlem, and this party is in Dumbo, Brooklyn, which is a long ways away from me. It doesn't start until 10:30 p.m.
Eastern Standard.
I love her and I want to celebrate her, and I'm not going to complain at all once I get there. It's just the act of getting there that's difficult.
Okay, alright, I'll do.
We are just going to do this eyebrow for a really long time. This is what happens when I get to talking, when I'm doing my makeup and I end up with a really dark eyebrow. Everyone's going to be drunk there, so no one's going to notice anyways. This party tonight's 70s, so I got the sleeves. What do you think? I think I pulled it together pretty nice. Let me try and like stand up so you can see the fit. I could show you out there, but the lighting's not that great. You still can't see. Cute, right? Yeah. Well, hi, Prezi. Come on. Okay, come on. Come here. It's a peace offering. Just stick your face out. I got some stocks for you. See you later, baby. My thighs are gonna chafe in this dress. Anyone else know the deodorant trick? Put the deodorant. You hope YouTube doesn't ban me for this. You put deodorant on the inside of your thighs so they don't chafe, because who has a thigh gap these days? Not me. Ready to dance. If you're new here, hi, my name's Chelsea. I'm a 30-something who just likes to make fun little videos showcasing my very ordinary life here living in New York City. Just to give you a quick recap of what's going on in my life, I work a 9-to-6 corporate job Monday through Friday. I'm training for a half marathon, filming and editing for YouTube, having a social life, sometimes sleeping, and as of my last video, I'm now a bunny mom. Balancing that can be a lot, which is why I made this video. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in watching, then I invite you to stick around. Good morning. It's 9:30. I am officially awake even though I'd rather be sleeping, but I just fed Phoebe and now I'm sitting down to finish editing my YouTube video that's going up. This is the one where you're gonna meet Phoebe, so it's gonna be exciting to see everyone's responses. But I'd say I'm like 80% done with this video. This channel is growing. We've got 4,716 loyal subscribers. Very cool. Almost to 5,000, which is a number I never thought I would get to. It's time to go for a run now. It's 3 o'clock. The sun's setting. And I think it's just cold enough outside where I want to do it at the gym. This is one of those days when discipline has to take over because I do not want to work out. My training plan as of now is Monday core workout. Tuesday I do HIIT training. Wednesday I do 45 minutes of strength training, which is usually Pilates. Thursdays I do 45 minutes of interval training. Fridays are an easy run, or I could take a rest day if I need it. Let's go. Saturdays are like full rest, and then Sundays are my long run days. 5 miles. We did it. Crushed it. Post gym set. QAs. Some candy. Smells delicious. Apologies, I also do have my retainer in. It's always the dreaded night before going back to work after a long weekend. But even though it was a really busy weekend, it was a good one. It was a really good one. And that 5-mile run, it took a lot out of me. I will see you tomorrow morning. Real talk, sometimes the only thing that keeps me going when life is crazy is routine. It's where the comfort zone is, where fight or flight mode is switched off, and you can relax within those boundaries. Don't get me wrong, that is a huge strength to have built that kind of discipline, but if I'm being honest, I struggle to let anyone else into that. Sometimes when my friends want to hang out, I know I want to see them and have fun and let loose, but the thought of it makes me anxious because what if something happens that throws me off my daily pattern, and then I struggle to get back on, and then it feels like a failure, and then I just spiral, when in reality, I'm not a failure. Can anyone else relate? Especially if you're juggling so many things, you got your calendar booked out 3 weeks in advance just for your own hobbies. Time to go to work. And this also goes for living alone. You get into these routines you've built out of survival, basically, and letting someone else into your space, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's extremely hard to compromise what makes you feel safe, to make room for someone else, and that's filled with uncertainty. I've pushed people away before that didn't didn't deserve it because I couldn't bend since I knew I would break and I didn't have the tools to rebuild. So in the end, I remained alone. This also applies to the unexpected nature of life itself, you know, the moment you find comfort that will be tested. And that theory stayed true this week for sure. Babe, what happened? What happened? Mom, you don't like that? What? Really? You really don't want this? Okay, little princess, gotta feed it to you. There we go. We've got some good crunch there. That's good. You were hungry, huh? Some days you just don't got it in you, you know? Sometimes you just can't expect too much from yourself. Like your calendar can be as planned out as you want it to be, and then life happens and all of that goes out the window. I got some news today at work that was really, really sad. And it's been an emotional day. One of my colleagues that I worked with passed away over the weekend from cancer. She had been fighting through the summer. Like I was talking to her just a few days ago, and that kind of shock, just you can't shake it, you know? It felt like everyone around me like wasn't even giving it space. I just always associated corporate life with being so disconnected from everything else, and that was just how I felt today. And I can't say I even like really knew her all that well, but we have been talking pretty consistently for the last year, and it's just really sad. Grief is just really confusing. There's a lot of sadness always going on in the world. After a certain point, like you almost can't absorb tragedy anymore in order to be able to keep going through your day. But I thought it was important to share this. I wasn't sure if I would share this or not, this whole section of the video, but I think it wouldn't serve you if I didn't tell you what was actually going on, because news like this influences my day-to-day and balancing my job, you know, versus my personal life. It's complicated, and things that happen in either of those parts of my life affect each other. For the rest of tonight, I just want to be a potato, turn on some comfort TV, and just like let the day process. I had half marathon training today, and I really could push myself to do 20 minutes of abs. Just want to allow myself just space and time. Life here is a roller coaster. Life everywhere is a roller coaster, and whatever you're going through, I hope that you can take time to find your peace and do things that comfort you. Everyone's going through something. I don't have any bowls left. I'm just gonna sit down. What's today? Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. I had something urgent come up while I was on my way home for work, so I'm turning on my computer to attend to that, and then I can get on with my night. That was fast. 5 minutes and we're good. On my way up to my apartment, I saw that the washer and dryer was empty, so hopefully it still is. It's safe to say that this week was not turning out how I expected it to at all. I found myself playing catch up every day, doing tasks that I didn't have time to get done over the weekend, and I was struggling to do any of those tasks. For example, this laundry has taken me 2 days to do. I'm so happy. It's hard because each day I woke up with energy, but by the time I got home, that energy was gone and my brain couldn't fit in room for anything else but a good doom scroll on Instagram. You know when you're so overwhelmed with things that you get paralyzed and you can't bring yourself to do anything at all? That is the vibe. But I saw something on Instagram that said if you only have 40% to give one day and you give all 40%, then you still gave 100% effort, and you should be proud of that. Set an alarm for 30 minutes from now. So I guess in trying to balance everything, I just needed to fall off the wagon for a bit. But I'll get them next week, and if you're feeling the same, you will get them next week too. But if we don't, it's no sweat. And y'all, I am laughing because just to put a cherry on top of this not so great week, I filmed the last night of this vlog in slow motion. Every clip is in slow motion. But I guess it just sort of adds to the vibe of like romanticizing the ordinary and making the most out of life while you have it, you know? Is that reading to you? On Friday, I managed to pick myself back up and move my body, not because it was training that I had to do, but because every time I go for a run, I feel like a mental weight is lifted off of me. And I know I needed that after the week I've had, which sort of, brought me back to my love for running. Yeah, this week was supposed to be productive, but, I'm proud of myself for rolling with the punches and just doing the absolute least some days and not making myself feel bad for it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and please do consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. I will see you in my next video. Bye!